St. Petersburg is not...
Let's go ahead and go to the next turn. You know, it's a little bit weird. You still haven't met the Mongols.
Yeah, I know. They're like right there.
They just, I guess they're afraid of the West. I don't know. Let's go ahead and attack those barbarians.
Both of them?
You can only attack one at a time, so whichever one you want to attack. You didn't attack it.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, that's rough.
What?
You moved your warrior by accident.
That's
fine. That's the direction you want to go. Maybe. It depends. So your arch... Yeah. No, leave the worker. Leave the worker where it is.
Will he get killed instantly, or...?
No. Because you're not at war with Siam, so... Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a barbarian.
No. Okay, so go ahead and start the plantation again. You don't want to put it to sleep. You want to keep making... You always want your worker doing something.
I thought I was in for a rough ride.
So that notification on the right there just sort of tells you that Montezuma can attack you now.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and go to the next turn.
But I'm not at war with him, right?
No, he just can't attack you if he wants to.
Okay.
All right, so now you have an archer and you've discovered bronze working. So what after that worker's done, what we're gonna want to do is go ahead and produce a settler. But what technology do you want to grab?
What does each give me? Let's see. Sailing, merchant points, writing.
Do you want if you want science, writing is the way to go. It'll help you.
Yeah, earlier they were like most literate.
Yeah, you were fourth.
Yeah,
they said mostest, so that was an indication that you're not exactly doing great. So now I'm going to teach you a little bit more about combat. Move one tile north, but not two tiles, just one.
So they're right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you had moved two tiles north, you wouldn't have been able to attack this turn. But because you only moved one, you can go ahead and click on this. Yeah, click on this, or just click directly on them, whichever one.
Okay.
And you can attack them.
Can I attack with these?
You can.
Oh, wait, we got them.
Yep. Huh. So it's much easier when you have archers. All of combat is way easier when you have archers. And the only caveat is archers are not that great at attacking cities. You're gonna want siege weapons for that.
Yeah.
But for now, archers are gonna be your bread and butter when it's clearing your own lands for settling purposes.
Is Siam fighting them?
I believe so. Yeah. He might have even taken the gold for killing the camp, which is never a great thing. But what can you do? So now we're gonna do something that you typically don't do, but because we're on an easier difficulty, it's not a problem. Go ahead and go to St. Petersburg and purchase a worker.
Purchase?
Yes.
You now have a ranged unit.
Oh, I can afford it.
Yep, 310 gold.
Okay.
And you'll notice that you still have 12 gold per turn, so you're in the positive. So now next turn, what we'll do is have it improve that wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and move that warrior to the north here, and move the archer to the north as well. Make sure to do it across the river. Yeah. Okay, now move that. Go ahead and improve the wheat, which is the best tile to improve right now. And you can actually promote your. Oh, not yet, but next turn. You can actually promote your unit once you're done moving all your other units.
Alright, then I go.
Yeah.
Here. Okay.
Click on your warrior
Where's my warrior?
that you already used the movement on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now you can promote it. I recommend using the drill because there's a lot of wooded areas around you, which is rough terrain.
Okay.
So now we can continue the game. Let's go to next turn. And what we want to do is focus on killing the 2 barbarian camps near you.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do that. Yep, north. You can move onto those sheep there.
Here?
Yeah. Okay. Now, what you have to notice is that Siam is eyeing that barbarian, so you're not going to want to attack it next turn, and I'll tell you why then. Let's finish this turn first, though. Let's go ahead and improve that. And next turn.
Wait, he just left.
Okay, he left, so now you can attack it. Press attack it with you can attack it with your warrior this turn, so don't click there. Click on the woods directly to the right.
Oh.
There you go. That's exactly where you wanted to move. And now you're gonna want to click your archer onto the barbarian warrior to attack it.
Oh.
So there was no way for you to take that camp this turn just because of the terrain around you. Normally you might be able to if this wasn't a hill, but you can't this turn.
Did I found my next city like around here, or?
I think you should found your next city north of St. Petersburg so you can utilize these strategic resources as well as this silk and that those furs.
So like,
No, actually, just a little bit further south than that, and then you can have a third city up here, so you can have along this entire river multiple cities.
okay.
So the reason I'm considering that is because to your east you have two violent people that you want to make sure.
So I just want a bunch of buffers.
Yeah. So now let's take a look to the east here, to the northeast, and see what Montezuma's doing. See if we have to worry about him. So he did build a buffer city, Teotihuacan, a little bit to the south, which means once you settle over here to the north, he might have issue with you being so close to him because he'll probably settle a third city even closer.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so will the Mongols. So you can pay later on. You can pay the Aztecs to go to war with the Mongols.
But isn't there like a city-state here?
There is, but you know they might take him over. It's the Aztecs we're talking about. All right,
Can I
let's.
try to take Ragusa at one point?
Definitely not. No, city-states are your friends, and they're never really worth taking, unless never really worth taking unless they have like a natural wonder or a lot of great resources near them. Because the benefits you get from having them as friends are really good.
So should I try to make friends with this?
Yes, but for now, let's go to Moscow. Click on Moscow.
Okay.
Make sure that so everything is being worked that's important. Our cotton was improved, and the only unimproved resource now that's special is the gold. So let's move the worker there. Actually, move your worker to that tile over there.
Tile?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason being that you already have a worker produced next turn, so he'll be the one to work the gold.
Okay.
So let's go to next turn.
Okay. What if I take this tile? Should I?
Yeah, for sure. So now you've killed the barbarian encampment, and
40
you
gold.
don't have to worry about that. So now move your archer towards the next barbarian encampment north of St. Petersburg, but it's only slightly north, right
Oh,
right
that
there.
one?
Yeah, northeast. And you're gonna want to move on top of the cotton just to maximize your actually it doesn't matter. Just move wherever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, just improve the gold.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And go ahead and build a farm there.
Okay.
So now one of the biggest things about the game is being, as I said, right, the canal cities help you with military movement, and the land, sort of translated to land, is roads will help you military movement on land. So after writing, we're gonna want to go ahead and grab I forget what the technology is called, but there's a technology for building roads, so we'll get that afterwards. For now, Moscow, we're gonna want to build a settler, so we
Okay.
can get those cities to the north. And now here's where the min-maxing starts. Click on Moscow again,
Okay.
and we're gonna want to make sure we're on as much
We have
production
no
as possible. So
combat
right now our
units
production is
defending our
18.5,
territory.
and our food is 0. The reason is you're building a settler, so it's not going to be growing. So what you're gonna want to do is take your tile off of cotton and the farm, and see if there's any other tiles that give you more production, such as that hill right there.
That hill.
And now there's no other tiles that give you more production, so
Yes,
just
do
go
like
back to
that.
the farm, just because it gives you gold as well. And so now let's go ahead and return to the map.
Okay, so I'm at 19.5.
Yeah.
Does that reduce the amount of days that count?
That reduces how long it takes to build a settler, and it doesn't really affect your growth because you're stagnant either way.
Okay.
Let's return to the map. And choose production for St. Petersburg. Let's go ahead and grab a granary.
Production.
We have no combat units defending our territory.
Right, that should be good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, and now you're going to want to send that archer... Oh, well, next turn. Let's focus on moving the archer and the warrior to the east.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a policy. I was not keeping my eye on that. So let's go ahead and grab the next policy, which is yet another worker. So now we have 4 workers and 2... Go ahead and grab that. We have 4 workers and 2 cities. So normally this is terrible. You have way too many workers, but this is actually good for us right now because we have a gold surplus, so it doesn't really matter that much to us. And also, the quicker we get tiles improved, the quicker that our empire is going to be, you know, in the positive. So let's go ahead and use that worker and chop down that forest. That worker just now spawned. Let's chop down that forest.
Okay.
And move the warrior and the archer closer to the barbarian camp.
And I can go like that.
Either one is fine. Whichever one you think is better.
This is better. Okay. And what unit needs? Gold mine's made, right?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's the
Oh,
recommendation
I
there.
moved there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then these workers.
They're already doing something. When it says next turn, you should typically just go to the next turn.
Okay.
Because that means that everything else that hasn't had its movement points used is already doing something.
Oh.
Alright.
The people of the United States of America welcome
Nah, not him. Okay, let's go to goodbye. Let's just leave everybody alone for
So
now.
how does the United States
you.
use
He who
that?
destroys a good book.
So. You don't want to get on their bad side, but they'll be loyal to you.
Okay.
Same for Siam and Germany. Just don't,
So
just
allied
don't get on their
with all of
bad side.
those?
Yeah. The only two you really have to worry about are the two previously mentioned.
Okay, so I go here.
Yeah.
And I move this through here. That's working on something. Okay. Everyone's working on everything.
Alright, the wheel. That's the technology I was talking about. It allows you to build roads. And it also allows you to build a water mill, which is unique to cities that are on the river, which is sort of your focus. So this is
Yeah.
definitely a technology that you're going to want. Let's go to next turn. Refuse. Actually, go ahead and accept. Nah, refuse. So here's why you should refuse. In the late game, your buffer cities are going to be so culturally advanced that no units will be able to pass through your territory unless they have open borders, which means that you'll be cutting off the east of the world from the west of the world,
Oh.
which is sort of what you want. You want to prevent trade from everybody but you. So you're the best, you're the most ahead safe. So let's go to refuse.
He doesn't care.
Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't declare war on me if I don't open up my borders.
yeah. He won't declare war on you just because you didn't accept. That's
Okay.
not how the AI here operate. Yeah, that tile's probably the best. You can either fortify that unit until it's healed, or you can move it directly to the barbarian tile. It's up to you. It's up to you how risky you're feeling. I won't be telling you from now on, what to do. I'll be giving you choices, and it really depends on who you are as a person, what kind of playstyle you want. So now your wheat's done. You're probably going to want to move onto that hill, though, just because it's the most efficient move, and you're protected from barbarians.
Okay, and then I can work this into a mine?
Yeah. So now something new just happened. If you'll recall, before you chopped down that forest, it was 1 and 1. Now it's 2 production.
Uh-huh.
So that's definitely better for producing settlers. So
So I hit Moscow and I'm...
We have
click
no
choose
combat
production
units defending our territory.
and one more settler.
One more?
Yeah. And now click on that farm. Take it off of the farm that you already have selected, and take it off of there and click on that hill. Now click on the gold and click on it again just to lock it into place. So now you have 21 production, whereas before you had 19.5. So chopping down that forest definitely helped you. So let's go return to map and move that settler right here to the east. Actually, yeah, right there. All right, now heal your barbarian, or your warrior rather, for 1 turn.
Okay.
And that warrior will be accompanying that settler to the north.
Should I get the workers over here?
Yes, to the die. That would be preferable.
If they're on the capital, can they be taken?
No.
Okay. Let's see, and then this one's not doing anything.
Yeah,
Constructive
what do you,
line?
yeah, that's probably the best bet.
Okay. Cool. Next turn, right? What is this? City of Moscow, 1 silver. Connecting to that resource. Do I even have silver?
No, so those, and it also says that for pearls. So what happens is your citizens sort of demand a luxury, and those are sort of luxuries that you want to trade for on the World Trading Center. And you don't have any extra luxuries to trade right now, so don't worry about that. We'll get to that when we have extra luxuries.
Okay.
The trading game isn't for us right now. So go ahead and attack that barbarian.
I can attack it right now.
Yep. Because you're on a hill and you can attack 2 units away. So go ahead and move to the north with,
Wait,
with the settler.
North?
Yeah.
Here?
Yes.
Okay.
And now go ahead and move the barbarian to the north as well.
Just to cover him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can you should actually move it to the on top of those horses, just because as you can see right now that there are no barbarians, you know, threatening. So now go ahead and improve the farmland. Yeah, that's the right move there. And then go ahead and move your worker on top of that archer.
Okay.
So you don't want to leave that position with the worker for now.
Yeah. Until I'm done with the barbarians.
Yeah, and I think we should go ahead and once we get to turn 50, you know, like the first 50 turns, that'll be the first episode. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and continue to attack there,
Okay.
and move that warrior to the east to make sure that your scout or your settler is going to be safe.
Boom.
Okay, now you can go ahead and move the settler to the east as well, on top of that warrior. Now, where would you... I'm, in my opinion, to the south of those bananas, on the left of the river, is going to be the best bet, but where do you think maybe it would be a better... Do you think there's, like, any better city locations, or...
I kind of want to see what happens if I make a canal city.
To the north? Well, that's why we're building another city, or another settler. So let's just settle south of those bananas, and then the next settler will be...
Like right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what units need orders.
A unit needs orders.
Oh, your gold is done, so your happiness just jumped up to 15. Awesome. So now that unit can go to the east.
And then produce, or?
You want to build a mine with that. Okay.
The next turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Still haven't met.
Yeah. That's weird that the Mongols just must be scared of you or something.
Okay. And then attack still?
Yeah. Okay, now go ahead and move the settler to the north.
Just to right here?
To this tile right here, to the southwest of the bananas. And the warrior as well. Actually, you don't need to move the warrior there.
Can I move it just like right here?
Move it across the river so that you can attack the barbarian camp next turn.
Okay. Then I just work on the land here, right?
Actually, it would be better for you to work on a road.
A road?
Yeah.
Route
Go ahead.
2?
Yeah.
St. Petersburg?
Yes. I think you clicked to the north actually. So if you clicked on the wrong tile, I think. So go ahead and cancel the mission for that worker, and which won't screw up your progress. You'll still take the exact same amount of turns, and we'll fix that next turn. So go ahead and build a road with that worker. No, this one. Yeah.
Build a road?
Yeah. And then we'll finish the farm next after the road is built.
Okay, and then
So
what do you want me here?
go ahead and construct a mine still.
Okay.
And construct a mine.
Construct a mine.
Oh, weren't we already doing that stuff?
I feel like we were.
Alright, well, whatever. The game just kind of bugged out, I think. And then let's choose our research. So I think for our purposes, ironworking. And here's why. It reveals iron on the map. And one of Russia's strategies or bonuses is they get an extra production per turn from iron. So that's definitely a research that's your top priorities. So let's go ahead and go to the next turn.
Okay.
So you see there, America is trying to steal that barbarian camp from you. So close that and go ahead and go onto that barbarian camp with your archer. Okay, so now you got it and he didn't. Great. Oh, so that changes things. To your east there are horses, and those are invaluable to Russia. So where your warrior is now is where you're going to want to settle a city. That's super, super aggressive because the Mongols are right there, but it's so worth it because if you settle where you are right now, you'll be 4 tiles away from those horses, which is just one tile. you can't buy it. If you'd be one tile shy of buying distance. Whereas if you move your settler to where your warrior is right now, you'll be 3 tiles away and you'll be in buying distance.
Okay. So right here.
Yes. And then you'll have to wait till next turn to settle, but it's very worth it in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so promote your archer to rough terrain.
Yep. Click that.
Or actually, you can go to accuracy if you want to focus on attacking the Mongols with that archer, because you can see there's more planes there. So you decided to be a warmonger, I see. So I respect that decision. So go ahead and heal that. Go ahead and heal that. Fortify, yeah. And then let's do the same thing, route 2 mode, but click on the tile that St. Peter. Yeah, that one. Now, I think before you clicked on one of the 2 northern tiles.
Hit this thing and
yeah.
I was like, okay. Alright.
Okay, so let's finish this turn and we'll call it a game. So.
Okay, we can work on it tomorrow as well.
Yeah, so let's settle that city with the settler.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, and you're going to want to go ahead and shoot that barbarian. Now attack it with your warrior that's in the city. And that should either take care of it or leave it very weak.
Okay.
Take care of it. So now you're going to want to meet that city-state up north next time we see each other, when not this episode. But
they'd be good friends with us too, right? If we're like
I believe so.
protecting. It is actually a good
If you can actually pledge to protect the city-state, and that would mean that you might be a little, contentious with the Mongols and the Aztecs, who would likely attack that city-state. But you get, brownie points with that city-state.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and choose a production for Novgorod and for Moscow. So right now, what we want is we have 4 workers and 4 settlers total, which means that we have you want 1 and 1. So we're good on workers, but now that we're sort of building cities aggressively, we're going to want a better defense force. So let's go ahead and build let's build a Krepost.
What is a Krepost?
This gives you additional XP on units, right? So the moment you make a unit, it'll have upgrades available, and it also makes you need to spend less money in order to buy tiles.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good building. So let's go ahead and build that, and let's go back to Russia, to Moscow rather.
Okay.
So if you'll notice, you're starving now. That's because you're not producing a settler. So let's go ahead and switch those tiles that we're working. Yeah, go ahead and click off of that, and click off of this hill as well.
Then I get the green one, like the ones that are mainly green, right?
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, and then also the con. Yeah, so now your city is going to grow in 9 turns as opposed to getting -2.
So food helps grow population. Production helps generate units.
Yes, and buildings.
Okay.
And science comes from population and from buildings both.
And then culture comes from population as well?
Culture comes from buildings and from wonders.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and choose production.
For each of them?
Yeah.
Alright, so
Oh no,
We have
it's
no
just for
combat
Novgorod.
units
Yeah, there you go.
defending our
So let's go ahead and do the same thing we've been doing, which is a monument and then a granary. That's sort of just the tried and true method.
Okay.
Okay, and let's return to the map.
Should I like granary afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and move your archer to the. Let's move it to the east. Let's finally meet the Mongols.
Okay. Alright,
Right there, yeah. That should. So next turn you will meet the Mongols. So now move this settler sort of to the northeast.
Here?
Yeah,
Past the thing, so
yeah.
I get the thing next
Okay,
to it.
and you're gonna want to improve the hill to the left of your capital.
Boom.
Okay, now let's sort of take a step back and see what we've done so far and what we're gonna do next time. So here you have 3 cities. You have a settler coming out, so you're gonna have a 4th, and we're gonna be sort of right next to 2 huge warmongers. So right now what we've done is just sort of set up our empire in its infancy, and next will be the mid game where you either attack or defend your lands. So let's go ahead and leave it for now. My name's Edgar,
Alright, my name is Desmond.
and this has been Learning New Games. Thanks.
Alright, let's go.